The first course was served expertly by the hotel staff. It was a salad, the kind of salad Nix remembered being served during her short rule as Equestria's king. It was decorated with asparagus, grape tomatoes, orange segments, and a raspberry vinaigrette. The only reason Nix knew that any of that was as he had taken to reading the little folded menu that had been tucked beneath her plate, instead of actually eating the salad. Glancing up from the menu, Nix looked across the table. The core of the table's conversation was between Twilight Velvet and Prince Press. They were talking, laughing, and most everyone else they were listening in, and making comments when appropriate. So far the topic of books had yet to come up. All they really cared was talking about how Prince Press's family was doing with the holidays. Come on, Nix, eat your salad. She winced at the little gentle purple nuts for Twilight, before looking down at the salad. She hated fancy food like this. The chef put everything on, and expected one to eat it as was. There was no choice in the matter. The chef turned the food into some sort of art project, and not enjoying exactly how it was constructed, was an insult to the chef and considered ill-mannered at fancy dinners. At least that's what Rarity taught her. Why couldn't they just order what they wanted? Why did every pony have to eat the same thing? Why did the chef have to ensure every single piece of the salad had some light peppering and dressing on it? Nix would have liked the salad if it were not for the dressing. Still, an empty stomach could be a powerful motivator. Tugging the plate menu back under her feet, Nix picked up her utensils. She didn't do it magically. No, her magic skill was not quite reliable enough to be able to lift and manipulate unicorn utensils. So instead, she had been provided with dining booties. They were small fabric shoes worn on the foot holders that had silverware still attached to them. They were fine-tuning tools for earth ponies and Pegasi who had no access to levitation spell. Getting a fork booty on her right hoof and a knife booty on her left, Nix eyed the salad one more time. She then pushed the fork down into the leaves, skewered them with the fork's prongs, then carried the leaves to her mouth. She put them in her mouth and closed her lips, then shivered as the taste of vinaigrette hit her tongue. It was as bad as he anticipated. Screwing up her face, Nix had to fight the urge to spit the leaves back onto the plate. No. She knew from her lessons for Rarity that was inappropriate behavior for a proper mare, and this was certainly a time when Rarity's teachings applied. Finally, Nix chewed the salad enough to swallow, and afterward, quickly wrapped her lips around the straw of a glass of water and took a long drink. The straw was like the booties, a convenience for Earth Pony and Pegasi guests, so they weren't trying to haphazardly balance the dinnerware in their hooves. A small huff came from Nix's left, from Princess's daughter, Green Ink. She was still sitting perfect posture, while levitating a fork away from her lips, having successfully delivered a bite of salad to her mouth. Still, despite the seemingly innocent look from Green Ink, Nix knew better. She had heard that same kind of annoyed, snooty for Diamond Tiara too many times. What? Nix couldn't help but ask.
Oh, it's nothing, Green Ink said. I just never seen a unicorn that had to use meal booties.
Not my fault. My magic's been weak ever since. Nix fell silent, glancing around nervously as her mind stumbled to find a feasible answer.
Since I bumped my head!
She smiled and nodded.
Yeah, I fell out of a wagon pulled by my friend Skulu. She took a corner too tight when she was giving me Apple Bloom Sleeve Bell a twist to ride to our clubhouse. You're in a club?
Green Ink asked, making no effort to hide the undercurrent of surprise in her voice.
Yeah, I'm in the King Microseers. It's a club Apple Bloom, Skidaloo, Sleeve Bell started for ponies who are trying to find their cutie marks. Twist the night half hours, but we're still in the club so we can help other members get theirs.
I see, Green Ink said, as he levitated another forkful of salad to her mouth.
So, how about this dress? Is yours as easy as mine?
Nix asked, trying to use the conversation as an excuse to not eat any more of her salad.
No, but then again, mine isn't a knockoff.
Nix stirred her eyebrows.
What do you mean by that? My dress,
Green Ink said, as she skewered more salad leaves with her fork.
It is the original. It was designed by Hoity-Toity for me as a gift to my family. My mother's company helps Toity publish and distribute his fashion catalogs all year long.
Green Nix glanced at Nix for a moment before focusing her attention back on her food.
Your dress, on the other hand, is just a cheap knockoff some pony made trying to copy mine. They probably made hundreds of them out of whatever cheap red fabric they had lying around at the time. So, let me guess. You picked it out yourself.
Nix frowned.
No. Velvet picked it out for me. I actually have a dress I like better. Rarity made it for me. She's the best dress designer in Ponyville. I've heard of Rarity, Greenie commented. My mother's friend, who's a fashion designer, says Rarity's a hack who only found success because he's making dresses in such a rural community like Ponyville.
Hey! Spike said, leaning into the conversation with a scowl on his face. Rarity makes some of the best dresses in all of Equestria. She even made Kansas' wedding dress and the dresses for her and all her other bridesmaids. Give her an opportunity and she'll probably make a dress for Princess Twilight Sparkle. And also give her even more of an opportunity. And you're going to be eating those words if she ever sets up a boutique in Canterlot. Speaking of which, I really got to make a stopover at Canterlot Carousel.
I bet she got to, just because he was a fan of your family. It isn't because he's actually good.
You take that back! Nix and Spike shouted in unison. What are you two doing? Nix and Spike turned into the sound of Velvet's scolding voice. Everybody else at the table, and some of the neighbor tables, were staring at them. Velvet was looking particularly aghast, like she had just caught them performing a horrendous act, like stealing or kicking a puppy.
I'm terribly sorry, Miss Press,
Velvet said, quickly as she got up from her seat. She was behind Nix and Spike in almost an instant. She glared at them a moment before looking back up at Print Press with apologetic eyes.
These two are so normally so well-mannered. They don't usually sound like that. He must be cranky. We've been out all day. Well, I suppose Keats will be Keats,
Print Press said. She glanced at her own daughter, the flatness in her voice making it clear she didn't find out anything about the situation amusing.
Well, I think it would be in everybody's best interest if I just took these two to the children's table over the corner. Come along! The kids' table? Come on, Velvet. I haven't sat over there since...
The stone glare from Velvet quickly silenced Spike. He then put on a smile and got up from his seat. So, what are they serving at the kids' table this year?
They serve something different,
Nix asked, grabbing her menu from beneath her plate. She flipped through a couple of pages contained within, saw at the very back of a list that was being served in the kids' section. The kids were getting tomato soup to start, followed by an entree of sandwich with hay fries. Then, for dessert, it was a bowl of ice cream. Ice cream where she would pick the flavor. It was real, not fancy food, where she actually got to pick part of her menu.
Mom, I don't really think they need to go to the kids' table.
Nix said she got up from her chair. She gently stepped up beside Nix, pulling her away a bit from Velvet. I'm sure she won't do that again, will you, Nix?
Actually, can I just go over there?
Why would you want to go over there? Twilight asked.
Because...
She began, before glancing at Green Ink. She then leaned in, cut the hook to one side of her mouth.
Because Green Ink is like Diamond Tiara's long-lost sister, and I don't want to sit beside her. That, and they're serving real food over there.
Twilight arched an eyebrow, but it stickered and gave Nix a little nuzzle.
Okay then, go have fun. Don't get into trouble. Make sure you listen to Spike. We'll come get to you when we're done over here.
Nix smiled and nodded, stepped back over beside Velvet, who was understandably surprised to see Nix was willing to move to the kids' tables. Still, she put on a smile all the same and ushered Nix and Spike away, quickly dropping them off before returning to her conversation with Brent Press. And yes, perhaps the pair were a bit old for the kids' area, which was dominated by fillies and colts that had yet to develop the skill of sitting still for an extended period of time. But while Spike sulked, Tixa smiled eagerly and awaited the delivery of her good, simple, not fancy, tomato soup. Go Nix.